What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to DVDs, Nuts, and Popcorn. I am your host, the PMM, the Physical Media Mac, and I am back with the fourth installment of my Laserdisc collection. We're going from the S's to the Z's, but I don't have any Z's, so we're going to finish in the Y's. And you guys know the deal. If you've seen these, the first three installments, then you know what the deal is. So we're going to get right at it. First up here, we have a couple of episodes of Star Trek: The Next Generation. I remember watching this back in the day. It was a pretty good series. Got a episode 7, The Last Outpost, and Lonely Among Us, episode 8. Next up here, we have The Secret of Nim. I have no clue if I've ever seen that. By the way, I ordered a black coffee, as I always do, and it tastes sweet, so I'm probably going to be bouncing around the car by the end of this episode. There's no way that's black. It's pretty hard to F that up. I need a black iced coffee. And I put sugar in it. Alright, next up, more Star Trek stuff here. Star Trek 6. I used to have such a problem with not universal letters, Roman numerals for some reason, but yeah, it's 6. Star Trek: The Undiscovered Country. It's been a while since I've seen this one. Probably not one of the best. I mean, Wrath of Khan is considered a pretty iconic film. I'm not sure about that one. All right, we have Star Trek, the 25th anniversary. This kind of joins the old school world with the next generation world. You got the two Capitans right there from the old and new. This came out in 1991. All right, we have a factory sealed copy of a couple more episodes for the Next Generation. We have episode 21 and episode 22, The Arsenal of Freedom and Skin of Evil. Pretty badass. All right, I don't have to say too much about this. This is an absolute classic. Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. And you know, I used to feel like she was the most annoying. I mean, she really is. She is. Oh my God, look at her face. That is classic. She is a very annoying individual, but I really respect her, Shelley Duvall, as an actress, because she actually, even though she was annoying, she played the role like really good. And you know, I mean, she was also in Popeye as Olive Oil. And I don't know, man. I really like Shelley Duvall. Yeah, man. This is just, you know, it doesn't matter how many times I watch this, like I discover something new. Such a great film. All right, next up here we have Al Pacino and Scarface. He loved the American dream with a vengeance. In the spring of 1980, the port of Mariel Harbor, Mariel Harbor, I don't even recognize that harbor, was opened, and thousands set sail from the United States, or for the United, I'm butchering this, whatever. No one cares. Classic shit right here. Michelle Pfeiffer, smoking hot. I mean, Oliver Stone. I mean, come on, man. That's just some sick shit right there. It's a movie that I've never seen here. Something Wild. This is a fairly recent pickup. I think I saw it. Yeah, I saw it at Goodwill. It's got the Goodwill sticker on it. You don't see Laserdisc at Goodwill every day, so I try to pick some of them up. on this day I wasn't too picky because this is really not the type of stuff that I'm collecting. I'm not trying to collect every Laserdisc, that's for damn sure. So kind of a desperate purchase there. All right, next up here we have Star Trek V: The Final Frontier. Another Goodwill pickup. Lots of Star Trek stuff here. Star Trek Generations. Why do I feel like I showed you this already? This has got both the captains in it as well. I don't know if this is the same movie. The other one said Star Trek Anniversary Edition. I don't know. I am not a Trekkie, guys, so I can't tell you. I used to hate when my stepdad watched it when I was a kid, and you know, we had one TV at one point, and I had to watch it, and it just, I couldn't stand it back in the day, but now I respect it. This is a factory sealed copy of Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home. All right, is the Star Trek shit over? Finally. All right, Superman 3, rest in peace. Actually, Christopher Reeves and, wait a second, is Christopher Reeves dead? I know he wasn't he like paralyzed or something? I don't know, to be honest with you. I think I'm not gonna say he passed away. If he did, he might not have, but definitely rest in peace to Richard Pryor. Kind of weird, Richard Pryor getting involved in the Superman series. It's kind of an odd mashup, but I mean, Richard Pryor's great and everything, so I thought it was pretty funny that he was in it. The Superman movies kind of got really cheesy, to be honest with you, but I don't know, man. You gotta love them. All right, this is a badass action flick right here, man. I love this film. Lorenzo Lamas in Snake Eater. He's like a backwoods Louisiana. Oh shit! I forgot Lorenzo Lamas is in Falcon Crest. That's hilarious. He's I'm trying to remember what is he in this movie? I don't think he's a cop, is he? Let me see. Junior is a big man with a big appetite for violence, a backwood behemoth who loves murder, arson, rape, and torture. That can't be him. All in all, Junior is a real snake, and a snake eater is coming to get him. Okay. Lorenzo Lamas stars as Snake Eater, a former member of a crack marine search. Crack marine search. Doesn't even sound right, but anyway. And destroy. Oh, marine search and destroy. No wonder. Okay, until known by that name, now he's a cop. Okay, he is a cop. That's what I was trying to surmise from reading that. But anyway, as Dirty Harry, as dangerous as Deliverance. I kind of like that, a mixture of Deliverance and Dirty Harry. This is a really fun film, guys. Highly recommend this one. Check it out. All right, we got a lot to go through. I'm going to try to race through this stuff. Richard Dreyfuss and Emilio Estevez in Stakeout. I think there were 2 or 3 of these. Might show you another one later. All right, we have The Silence of the Lambs. Hit you with the gatefold. Oh, shit. It's kind of a lame gatefold. It has no artwork in it. But this is a variation of Laserdisc cases, so it's got the hard plastic inside here. I don't need to talk about that. Growing up, I was a big fan of Paul Newman, so I'm a little... I'm not sure why I haven't seen this yet. It's probably because it's like a early 70s film. I don't know, man. I mean, let's see. Oh, no, it says 1981. Yeah, I'm not sure why I haven't watched this. For anybody that doesn't know, I was born up north, but I moved down south when I was super young. If I would have stayed living up north, this would have been me, guys. I would have played hockey for sure. I just know it. I would have been a hockey player. Slapshot. Next up, we have Shallow Grave. What's a Little Murder Among Friends? I've seen this. I really don't remember it very much. No clue. All right, here's a cool little flick right here. Scanners 3, The Takedown. Badass having that on Laserdisc. Cool artwork as well. Excellent special effects, good acting, and a fast-paced script. Fans of the first two movies will snap it up. Is that even a thing? Snap it up? The terror has not ended. It has just begun. Again. Yeah, man. You can look at the cover and know that's going to be badass. It's a guy flying a motorcycle 20 feet in the air and it's on fire. Come on, guys. It's a movie that I've probably never seen. Sister Act 2, Back in the Habit. I've never been a big Whoopi guy. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be honest with you. Just not a big Whoopi fan. All right, next up here we have The Specialist, starring Sylvester Stallone and Sharon Stone. I watched this for a second time fairly recently. It holds up. It's pretty good. You know what? The bad guy in this, I want to say the bad guy in this is... Oh, it's got James Woods in it. So James Woods and Sharon Stone were in Casino together, right? Eric Roberts. Yes, that's who it is. Eric Roberts. Also, Rob Steiger. There's a lot of good actors in this. But yeah, I remember Eric Roberts being a good bad guy in this. All right, next up, we got some more Van Damme. Sudden Death. Terror goes into overtime. This is where he's like a police officer at this stadium, some kind of coliseum, or let me see what it says here. Oh, Powers Booth is in this. I love Powers Booth as a bad guy. Such a good evil character. It's the Civic Arena. 1,700 rabid hockey fans. So it's a hockey arena. And he's a cop in it, and there's some kind of terrorist plot going on in the movie. Good shit, man. Sudden Death. All right, I don't have to say too much about this. Everybody knows Seven. But this is a really cool Criterion collection here. Big box. I'll show you a little bit of this stuff. It's got 1, 2, 3. It's got 4 discs. Oh, for some reason I thought this had a bunch of different like paperwork stuff with it. Huh, that's interesting. Maybe it's inside one of these deals here. Well, anyway, I'm not going to go in. I don't see it in here. Maybe it's in the other one. I think I have 2 7s. But yeah, this has got all kinds of like special features. Let me see here. Yeah, it's supposed to have all the killer's photographs in it. I think I might have it in the other one for some reason. Because I remember looking through this stuff and showing it off in one of my videos. It's got all kinds of bonus features on it. I won't go into it because we're in a hurry here, but I've already wasted so much time looking for stuff. Next up, we have Species. Men cannot resist her. Mankind may not survive her. Sounds like every woman to me. Just joking. I'm just kidding here. All right. We have another copy of Seven. $1.99. That was a Goodwill pickup. Picked that up recently, actually. Oh shit! I'm gonna run out of room in my car. All right, speaking of Paul Newman, we have The Sting. I watched this when I was really, really young. Oh, you know what? I always forget that Robert Shaw is in this. Robert Shaw from Jaws is in this film. And it's a really good flick, man. Robert Redford's in it as well. They're hustlers and stuff. They set up this sting. It's called The Sting. They set up this sting to get all this money and stuff. It's really a smart movie. It's got a good premise. All right, next up here we have, this is factory sealed. Everybody knows and adores The Shawshank Redemption. Tyler had sent me that one. Rasputin's. All right, got a dupe of this one. The Specialist. Get a sip here. It's just I don't know if you guys can tell, it's a rainy, dreary ass day here in Texas. All right, this is a film that I absolutely love, man. Ice-T, Rutger Hauer, and then we got Gary Busey. The rules are simple: kill or be killed. Also starring Charles S. Dutton, Murray Abraham. It's a really effed up film, man. They invite Ice-T, these country boys, ex-military guys, real hardcore bunch of dudes, man. Ice-T's like a homeless guy, and they pay him all this money, dress him up nice, fill him with a great meal, take him out to the country, and I believe they're acting like they're going to go hunting with him or something, and then he finds out that he's the hunted. They wake up in the morning, like they drink with him, party with him, everything in the cabin in the middle of the woods, and then when in the morning time comes, they basically pull guns on him and say, hey, you're the hunted. And he runs out the house, and the whole movie they're hunting him, man. Surviving the Game, man. It's one of my favorite films, man. I love it. I need to go back and watch all the Star Wars films. It's been long enough. I really should be watching these once a year, man, because they're that special. We have Star Wars. This is always a movie that I watch. When I do watch it, I forget so much stuff, and I'm like, oh, wow, I forgot that part was in it. You always pick up something new because it's such a... It's so jam-packed with all kinds of... It's a big fucking epic film, man. I wouldn't be surprised this was like 2.5 hours, bare minimum. There's a lot to this, man. A lot to that film. The other ones seem like they're more streamlined than the first Star Wars. Star Wars seems like an epic. All right, next up here we have, finally, I'm going to hit you with a GF gatefold, baby. Y'all love it when I hit you with the gatefolds, man, the GFs, don't you? All right, we have the Signature Collection Letterboxd edition of Street Fighter. Hell Mother freaking yeah. Hit you with the GF, baby. Soak it in, guys. Soak it in. Great film, man. Really, really fun movie. Laserdisc special features. Audio commentary from director Steven DeSouza on the Analog channel. The making of featurette. Scenes deleted from the film. A sampling of MCA Universal Cyberwalk. Street Fighter internet site. Excerpts from Capcom Street Fighter games. Theatrical trailer and television spots. And so much more. I don't know. Would you guys call this a girly film? I don't know. You can call it what you want. I love me some 16 Candles. And I think their love story is beautiful. And I cry every time I watch this movie. No, I don't think I cry, but... You know, I mean, this is just... It's a John Hughes film. Hughes? Yeah, John Hughes. For some reason I can't say normal English words today. Yeah, man, this is such a classic. I mean... Wait, doesn't this have, Doesn't this have Long Duck Dong? Long Duck Dong is in this, man. I love Long Duck Dong. Alright, next up here we have the OG. Christopher Reeves in Superman. Much like the first Star Wars movie, there's a lot to this one. And every time I see this one, I'm like, I don't remember that one happening in the first one. Because you got the whole story where he's a little kid, or he's a baby and shit, all the way till he's a, you know, Superman. There he is right there, little baby boy. All right, I don't even remember this one. Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. I mean, I probably saw it a couple times, but I'm sure this one's cheesy as hell. I mean, it does have our boy Gene Hackman. He's like, you know, Gene Hackman was the original Lex Luthor, right? Or Lex Luger. Lex Luger's a wrestler, right? What am I trying to say here? Let me see here. Make sure I'm not getting confused here. Lex Luthor, not Luger. Lex Luthor. I said it right the first time. Alright, then, I think I showed you guys, I think this is a dupe for me. Yeah, this is a dupe. Superman 3. And Superman 2. Damn, I got all the Supermans. The three outlaws from Krypton descend to Earth to confront the Man of Steel in a cosmic battle for world supremacy. Yeah, man, this is a... I would consider this one a classic like the first one as well. Because when those guys come down from Krypton and start fighting him in the streets, man, those are some epic scenes, man. There's one of them. One of them's a chick right there doing a kung fu kick. I grew up on this shit, man. If you don't love Short Circuit, man, I don't know what to tell you, man. Steve Guttenberg, back when Steve Guttenberg was the man. And this robot's a badass. Yeah, he's a badass. Alright, speaking of badasses, I think I picked this up just to flip it. I think it was worth a little bit of money, but I procrastinate like I do on a lot of shit. Goodwill pickup, Samantha Fox. Is she a fox? Yeah, she probably is. Kind of saw, I don't even remember Touch Me, Do Ya, Naughty Girls Need Love Too, Nothing's Gonna Stop Me Now, I Want to Have Some Fun. Sounds like a wild woman. All right, next up here, we talked about this in the earlier installments, DTSs. These are worth money, man. Anytime you see the DTS on a Laserdisc like that, they're worth money. And this is another one Steve gave me. The Shadow. That's more, like you see that 50 cents Rasputin on there. This is more in line with what it would be, what it would, you know, would cost you nowadays, that 40 bucks, if not more. The Shadow. All right, I'm about to get out in the rain here and get the other one out the back here. Daryl Hannah, man, when Daryl Hannah was smoking hot. Splash. It's a Ron Howard film starring Tom Hanks. And John Candy is, I believe, Tom Hanks' friend in this. You know, this movie brings a lot of questions to mind. If you met a mermaid, would you bang her? And if she looked like that, I'm going to have to say yes. She's like a sick, disgusting person, though. He takes her to eat, and she's like, just like, you can see a picture of her right now. She's like engulfing food at the table. She's like a total slob of a person. Holy shit, man. Look at that. You got breast action. I mean, got a little seaweed bra going on there. Oh, man. I miss John Candy so much. I really do. All right. Clint Eastwood. It's a half-price books pickup. Sudden Impact. Back when this guy couldn't miss, man. Every movie was spot on badass. All right, almost done with the S's here. We have a Wes Craven film here. And a good one. The Serpent in the Rainbow. Just sounds badass. It's got like some Louisiana backwoods voodoo type of shit going on. And yeah, this is directed. This is not a Wes Craven Presents. This is one of his early directorial presentations. Good shit. All right, what do we got here? We're at 30 minutes. All right, I guess we're moving along pretty good here. Take a little sip. John Wayne and Lana Turner. The Sea Chase. I don't know where I got this from. Oh, Goodwill. Right there. That little sticker. Says, if Skipper sworn never to be taken, the fuse of his floating time bomb. Know nothing about it. All right, got two more here. Silverado. This is a good film, man. I wouldn't put this up there with, what's the one where they do the OK Corral? It's got our boy Val Kilmer in it and Kurt Russell. I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head. I don't think this is as good as that film, but this is still a good flick. Definitely a must-see film. Kevin Costner. I mean, there's so many great actors in this. Scott Glenn, Kevin Costner. I always remember Scott Glenn from the movie about Gillies. Is it Rhinestone Cowboy? I can't remember the name of it now. It's the one with John Travolta in it. and Scott Glenn's trying to steal his chick. He's such a badass character in that film. Yeah, I think it's Rhinestone Cowboy. All right, we have, in the 21st century, the mind is the ultimate weapon. I showed you Scanners 3. Now we have Scanners 2. The New Order. Thoughts can kill. It's like beyond badass. All right, that's it for the S's. Now we're going to do the T's all the way to the Y's. I got to pop the trunk and get wet out here. Please hold. All right, so Tyler hooked me up with this film. This should have been in the H's, but I just received the video after I made the second video or the third video, whenever we did the H's. But Heat Seeker, and this is right up my freaking alley. Cyborg film, man. I love cyborg movies. This is actually worth some money, man. So it's really cool of him sending it to me. I would never sell it. Definitely keeping it. Adding it to my cyborg Android collection of Laserdisc and DVDs and whatnot. Now, very interesting film. So it's got so the guy who plays Chance O'Brien, he's like the best kickboxer in the world in the movie. He's #1 ranked. He's a champion, and he fights Gary Daniels, and they're both like real martial artists in real life. Gary Daniels is right over here, if I'm pointing to, yeah, right here. And Gary Daniels is another badass film star, martial artist in real life. He's in a ton of movies. He was in Blood Moon, Cold Harvest, to name a couple of them. And then you have Tim Thomerson, which I can't even, his name is not even on the back of this, which is really weird. Like, he's not credited. But Tim Thomerson was in the Trancer films and Dollman movies. And so he's a badass as well. And then it's got Norbert Weiser, who's like the evil villain in it as well. He's a real bad guy. I believe so. Yeah, I think Norbert Weiser was the bad guy in this as well. Or one of the bad guys. I could be messing that part up. But anyway, besides the point. So, Chance O'Brien, who's played by Keith Cook, fights Gary Daniels in a real kickboxing match. They're both humans. And beats the living dog shit out of him. And, almost kills him. And that's when Tim Thomerson's character comes in and rebuilds him half man, half machine as a cyborg. And then he starts this tournament, this global tournament that invites all like cyborg. You have to be like 20% human or some of that nature. You can't be all robot, right? Or android. Now, he invites everybody from all around the world to fight in this tournament. Now, Keith Cook, or character, does not want to fight, so they kidnap his wife and force him to fight in the tournament. And, yeah, it's a badass movie, man. So you get to see all these fights, like blood sport style or kickboxer style. And I love how, like, Gary Daniels' character, they don't say he has 5 wins. They say he has 5 kills, 0 defeats. Because, like, everybody that he fights, he kills in the movie. And which goes for, like, a lot of the tournament's, like, to death. Like, a lot of even the human fighters, when they're fighting other human fighters, sometimes they'll kill them. It's like a real deadly tournament. But ultimately, it comes down to Keith Cook against Gary Daniels in the rematch, now that Gary Daniels is more cyborg than he is human. And there's some real nasty stuff that happens in this film, man, with I think Norbert Weiser and Gary Daniels, that like they like drug, not that they drug her, they do something to her with some kind of mental, like, where they shock her, but they put her like in a state of where she's paralyzed, and they rape her. Like, some real nasty shit happens in this film. I'm kind of surprised to see. Yeah, man, I really enjoyed this one. I normally do not like the little guys, the guys that are like 5'10", 5'11", 5'9", the Jackie Chans of the world, because I feel like I could beat their ass in real life. Not that that's true or not, but I feel that. So when I'm watching the film, I'm like, I find it unbelievable sometimes. But this guy, I think his name's Keith Cook. The guy right here, he's like built like Stallone. He's like a real stout motherfucker. He seems like he could kick some ass. But yeah, man, really cool film, man. Heat Seeker, by the way, also the name of an AC/DC song and also a PS2 title. Oh yeah. All right, I talked about that for 5 minutes. All right, another movie that's not alphabetical to this part 4, but I forgot to include it. Playboy. And this is what's interesting about this. This is a Goodwill pickup, but it has an interview in this on this Laserdisc with Cheech and Chong when they're at the height of their Cheech and Chong fame. And watching it, I was like, man, could you imagine how much marijuana these guys smoke and how many Playboy models these guys are banging back then at the height of their fame? But really cool to see an interview way back then. You can see them in the back right there. I don't remember who was like the man. I guess that was like the play. I was about to say Penthouse, the Playmate of the Year, I guess, right here. What's her name? Marion Gravatt. Yeah, Playmate, 1983. Something cool. That's probably worth some bucks, I'd imagine. All right, something that I started to finally watch, but for whatever reason, I got distracted and I put it back on the shelf. But I'm definitely gonna check this out. This comes with, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 episodes of the original Twin Peaks movie series. Twin Peaks. Welcome to Twin Peaks. Population, what is that? 51,000? But yeah, I mean, everybody tells me I need to check this one out. Cool box set here, man. It's a shame it has damage, though, because this was actually factory sealed when I picked it up from Half Price Books. So you know that would have been worth money if it didn't have the damage. I would have probably kept it sealed and sold it for like 200 bucks or something insane. Oh, there's nothing in there. I thought maybe there was some extra paperwork in here. Oh shit, it's got the sleeves, but they're not in them. I need to put them in there. 1, 2, 3. It comes with 3 discs. Put that in the back so it doesn't get damaged anymore on top of the 7 box set. All right, now moving on. Another really cool box set here. The Creative Vision, Volume 2, The Twilight Zone, with comments on creating by the man behind the zone, Rod Sterling. I was about to say commentary. Yeah, man, box set right here. Really cool. Goodwill pickup. And this comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 episodes of the OG Twilight Zone series. Who doesn't love the old school Twilight Zone series? Like, it still holds up to this day. I can watch episodes of it. Even though it's black and white, I still just adore it. It does come with the insert. There's all the episodes, the description of all the episodes. And that's about it. Moving on. I don't have that much time or storage left on my phone. I don't feel like deleting, so we're just going to run through this. All right, another Goodwill pickup here. Van Damme in Time Cop. Obviously a time travel film, good shit. Van Damme couldn't miss back then. Everything was a home run, man. All right, next up here we have Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Goodwill pickup. Bam! Hit you with the GF. I always say this. I am a bigger fan of the OG one than Terminator 2, but you can't go wrong with Terminator 2. It definitely looks better, and it definitely has better special effects. All right, really cool film here, man. Dolph Lundgren and Brandon Lee. Showdown, Showdown in Little Tokyo. I don't know, I was thinking The Showdown. Badass film, man. It's got like some Yakuza shit in it. Dolph Lundgren's a fucking beast in it. And Brandon Lee is Brandon Lee in it, man. I'm a big fan of Brandon Lee. Rest in peace to him, man. Sorry that we lost him so young. Lost Brandon Lee and Bruce Lee young. One's a warrior. One's a wise guy. 2 LA cops go after the Yakuza. Feet first. There's one scene where basically Brandon Lee just basically tells Dolph Lundgren that he has a huge penis. It's so friggin' gay and hilarious. But he plays like a real cheesy role in this. Brandon Lee's like a cheesy guy, like in films, man. He makes a bunch of cheesy action films, and he's just like a cheesy actor in this film as well. But not to take away from him, because he's great in The Crow, and he's definitely not cheesy in that. All right, next up here we have Turbulence, one of my favorite actors of all time. Another rest in peace, man. I'm saying that a lot. Ray Liotta, who just passed away, I think, a couple years back. Somebody describes this as Twister at 36,000 feet. I watched this for the first time a couple years ago. It's pretty good. It's basically Die Hard on a plane. All right, next up here. I think, I'm pretty sure Tyler sent me this as well. This is really cool to have on Laserdisc. Tiger Claws. God, there's so many of these films, man. I'm hoping that I've seen this already and I'm not mixing it up. But I cannot remember. I might not have seen this yet. I feel like I've seen most of Bolo Young's stuff, though. Have I spun this one yet? I can't remember now. I don't think I have. I could be wrong. I'm going to find out. I'm going to spin this one and see if I've seen it. If I have not, I'm definitely going to watch this in the next week or so. It's got the chick Cynthia Rothrock, and I haven't seen a lot of Cynthia Rothrock stuff, I got to admit. It's got Jalal Murray. I'm not a huge fan of his. He's the type of guy I know I can kick his ass. So when he's beating up like 20 guys, I'm like, come on, man. You got a beer belly and you're 5'6". All right, a movie that I have seen recently. I have the DVD. I'm not sure if Tyler sent me the DVD or I picked it up or what. I can't remember now. But there's no sense in me opening this. Talons of an Eagle, or of the Eagle, with Billy Blanks. This is actually the first Billy Blanks film that I've watched, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm definitely looking forward to watching some more Billy Blanks stuff. I take that back. I might have seen one other Billy Blanks film, but definitely need to dive into his filmography. When you're fighting crime, killing is a way of life. So if I remember correctly, they're both police officers, And Billy Blank's doing like he's undercover in the beginning of the film, trying to buy drugs. Now this has my boy in here. What is his name? The guy from, oh God, I can't remember his name. I hate when movies do not, oh, okay, it's on the front. It's got Priscilla Barnes in it. Where is his name at? Oh, Matthias Hughes. Yeah, Matthias Hughes is like the bad guy in this film. And ultimately, Billy Blanks has to fight Matthias Hughes. Really good shit, man. Put these up here. I don't want those getting scratched up and damaged. It's got like fajita stuck in my teeth. Don't know what to put on your Laserdisc cover, guys. If you don't know, put a bunch of fire in a hot-ass chick and you can't go wrong. Tigress. Never seen it. Don't know why I have it, except for the fact that there's a bunch of fire on the cover with a hot-ass chick with her breasts hanging out. This is the movie I was thinking about earlier. By the way, I forgot to tell you guys, in the first movie that we went over, the Heat Seeker film, Tom Matthews from Friday the 13th plays Tommy in a couple of the films, is in that. And I don't really love a lot of the stuff that he's done outside of the Friday the 13th, and I'm not a huge fan of his in Friday the 13th. I didn't really mind him in that. He seemed pretty good in that one. So this is the Western I was talking about that's better than Silverado. Tombstone. One of the best Westerns of all time, for sure. Justice is coming. Alright, we got Thelma and Louise here. I'm going to hit you with another GF. Oh shit, that ripped. Made a ripping sound. Thelma and Louise, everybody knows this movie. It's a Ridley Scott film. And it's got a young Brad Pitt in it. And those two girls are some outlaws. Alright, this is a movie that I've seen in the past few years. Put that back there. Time Bandits. Oh no, you know what? I'm confusing this with something else. I don't think I've seen this, to be honest with you. Looks like a pirate film. Alright, moving on to Tom and Jerry Cartoon Festival Volume 1. I can imagine the cancel culture that we live in nowadays, canceling a lot of the episodes of Tom and Jerry, saying that it's offensive to races and religions and what have you. All right, just in case you guys have not heard the story, in the 4th grade, I went to Jessup Elementary, and I had a Thriller jacket, just like Michael Jackson. And I wore it to school, and everybody was jealous. And I was the biggest Michael Jackson fan. And I did the moonwalk wherever I could find a reflective surface, whether it was on a building or in a bathroom or anything that reflected me. I wanted to see myself moonwalking. That was my thing. I went around moonwalking with my Michael Jackson jacket on. Probably the first video that I've ever seen, it was like exactly like a movie. And it was like, it took making videos to like another level. It was iconic. And after that, you know, I literally probably have not seen a video that's better than that video to this day. It's that good of a video. All right, we got a classic here. Throw Mama from the Train. By the way, same mama from Goonies. Or not mama, but, well, the mama in this is the Goonies bad lady. I don't know. I feel like she's probably passed away. Rest in peace to her. What is her name? She deserves more respect than that. I don't know. I wouldn't even be able to tell you. Ann Ramsey. Kim Greist. One of those. Greist. All right, next up here. What do we got? I got 27 minutes left. All right, so Treasure Island. I have no clue if I've ever seen that. We have Twilight Zone, the movie. Lots of terrible stuff. Like, people died during the filming of this movie. I think like a couple of children died that weren't supposed to be acting. Like, at that time, it was like nighttime, and there was like rules against them being out there, and they had them working like after hours and stuff, and at nighttime, and a helicopter crashed, I think, and killed those children that were working on one of the episodes in here, and killed one of the actors. I don't remember the actor's name, but yeah, man, really sad you know, stuff surrounding this film. So rest in peace to all those guys. I know I'm saying rest in peace a lot. This is a classic, man. Probably the coolest. This episode right here I remember more than any of the other episodes, where all of the people in his family treated him like he was the king, and this little boy meets this woman, and she comes into his world, and she's like, why is everyone treating you like that? And it's because they're all scared of him because he has special powers and stuff. Really love that episode. But yeah, man. Yeah, sad shit behind that film, man. But it's definitely got some classics in there. All right, next up here we have Clint Eastwood in Tightrope. Clint Eastwood always had like this chick in like all his movies. What was her name? Let me see. I can't pronounce her name. It's probably Genevieve. How the fuck do you pronounce that name? Buchholz. Guinevere? Is it Guinevere? Yeah, Guinevere Buchholz. I think that's her name. She's like in 10 or 15 of his films. I always wondered why. Is that his wife or what? I don't know what the deal is with that. And I never really thought that she was that attractive, but I don't know. He always likes her in his films. I think he might have had the hots for her, guys. All right, next up here we have True Lies. Of course, this is famous for our girl from Halloween dancing in her tight dress. And I don't know, like, how old was she in this when she made this film? In her late 40s, and she looked smoking hot. Jamie Lee Curtis. Cool film. Next up, we have Trespass. This is a really good film right here, too, man. Picked this up from Half Price Books. Got Ice-T in it. I pretty much collect everything Ice-T. It's also got Ice Cube in it, too, right? Yeah, Ice Cube and Ice-T. It's got a lot of ice in this film. They all came to the wrong place at the wrong time. Ice-T plays a gangster, of course. Pimped out gangster. Let's see what they say on the back of this. Ice-T and Ice Cube also star in this fast-paced tale that USA Today calls Walter Hill's most entertaining film since 48 Hours. Oh, shit, I forgot Walter Hill directed this. Good shit, man. Trespass. Need to peep that again. I ain't watched it in a while. Next up, we have Jeff Bridges in Tucker. That's a film about the car boom, right? Back in the day. Let me see. Oh, yeah, this is Francis Ford Coppola and George Lucas collab. Wow. I haven't seen this in probably 20 years, man. I need to check this out again. I like films like that are about, like, real shit, you know? Like The Founder, the McDonald's film. I really enjoy that, man. I think I probably would like Tucker. I need to watch that again. All right, next up, we got some more Clint Eastwood goodness here. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was thinking this was the cop movie with Charlie Sheen. This is not. This is just a Charlie Sheen vehicle here. Terminal Velocity. A little cheesy, fun film. I think he, like, drives a car off of a plane or some shit. Like, there's some crazy shit that happens in this film. Or maybe I'm thinking of the cop movie. I don't think we got to that. We might have showed that one already in one of the previous videos. I think it's called The Rookie with him and Clint Eastwood. I don't know. I'm mixing up movies now. We went over. This has been a chore doing all these movies, guys. All 4 episodes to get all these movies in. Teen Wolf. Grew up on that shit, man. Classic shit right there. I remember when this came out, man. We must have watched this like 3 times at the movie theater, man. Me and my friends. This is a for the time that this came out, it was really cool to see some of these special effects that they pulled off in the film. And then if you go to like Universal Studios, I can't remember if it's Universal Studios or Disney World, they have the Twister little setup there where they actually simulate wind and shit and do like it's like a Twister ride. It's pretty badass. Fun shit, man. All right, it's one of my favorite horror films of all time. When I grew up, so like my parents, they grew up on Twilight Zone. That was their shit. My shit that I grew up on was the Tales from the Dark Side series. And I didn't know this till later on. That was a George A. Romero vehicle. So no wonder I really like it, because I mean, he's obviously, you know, the master of the Creepshow film, the Creepshow series in movies. So Tales from the Dark Side, the movie, definitely one of my favorites, man. I love this film. The wraparound is really cool. And yeah, if you have not seen this one, check it out, man. I like all 3 of the anthology segments. I think they're all good. You got the mummy one, you got the one on the cat, and you got the gargoyle one. Good shit, man. All right, next up, man. Oh, I thought that was a GF. We got the 2 Jakes. I really don't believe I've ever even seen this film. All right, here's my hot take. Or, no, I'm going to say it's a cold take. The original Top Gun is way better than the new Top Gun. Now, people blow that movie so much and act like it's the greatest thing in the world. I'm not saying it's a bad film by any means, but this film, in my opinion, is way better than the sequel. Again, the sequel might look better. It might have more impressive plane flying going on, and the stuff behind the scenes might have been cooler. But as far as a movie, this is the better movie. All right, next up here we have Terminator 2 Judgment Day Special Edition. I think I have 3 copies of this. I have one hanging up in my game room that I'm probably not going to show you guys. I'll just end the video after this. Terminator 2's hanging up in there, and the only other one we didn't cover is The Time Guardian, which is a really cool film that I believe that has Princess Leia. What is Princess Leia's name? I can't think of it right now. Y'all know who I'm talking about. She is in that film, and it's kind of like a Star Wars type of film. Really good shit, The Time Guardian. So check that out if you guys have not seen it. Have I showed you guys the GF? I don't think I have. There's the GF. All right, classic John Carpenter, The Thing. Which is, I guess, considered a remake, right? Of the first one. Of the 19... What was it, like was that a 60s film, the first one? The OG one? I believe it was. The practical effects are second to none in that, man. All right, this is a dupe for me. Van Damme and Time Cop. I was about to say Van Cop. I'm running out of steam here. All right. We have The Untouchables. I love Robert De Niro in this film, man. He is so good in this film. Kevin Costner and Sean Connery are great in it as well. But and by the way, this is a Brian De Palma film, and you know, Robert De Niro plays the mob boss Al Capone in it, man. He is so good as Al Capone. They have that famous scene where he's walking around the table and he starts beating someone's head in with a bat. Yeah, I think he beats his head in with a bat. Another really great film. Not Menace Society. The Wesley Snipes movie, New Jack City. They took a lot of inspiration when Wesley Snipes walking around the table and stabs the guy's hand with a knife from this film right here, man. The Untouchables, man. Classic shit. Really good mob boss movie and cop film. You got everybody's favorite, Uncle Buck. And then we got Dolph Lundgren and Claude Van Damme in Universal Soldier. And we just found out there's like 5 of these films, man. It's crazy. And some of the other films are actually pretty damn good. And Van Damme returns in, I can't remember if Lundgren returns, but Van Damme definitely returns in some of them. So, really cool. I don't even think I've seen all of them yet. All right, we have Steven Seagal in Under Siege. This is the one that has our boy Tommy Lee Jones in it. Gary Busey is also in this film. And then what would Under Siege be without Under Siege 2? Dark Territory. The first one's an ocean film. This one's it's like a bullet train film. Basically, it's Die Hard on a train. The other one's Die Hard on a boat. Everybody's trying to copy Die Hard. I got a dupe of this. Oh shit, starting to honk the horn. Laserdiscs are getting heavy. All right, classic Western right here. Unforgiven. Good shit, man. Clint Eastwood, man, he's in his 90s now, man. That shit's crazy. Next up, we have The Vanishing with Jeff Bridges and Keith Sutherland. I always mix this up with another movie. There's another movie that's very similar to this movie. But it's a kidnap film where Keith, let me see, is it Keith? Yeah, Keith Sutherland's wife disappears, and Jeff Bridges is behind it. Good shit. All right, man. One of my favorite vampire films of all time, Vamp. Strip club vampire greatness right here, with the wonderful, the beautiful, the talented Grace Jones as the head vampiress. Good shit, funny film, and yeah, man, love the end of the film too. Great special effects, just a fun vampire flick. Not enough people talk about that one. All right, this is Vicious. I think this one had some disc rot, if I remember correctly. And this is like a home invasion film. It was probably controversial back in the day, but they make such crazy hardcore films nowadays. It makes this one look, you know, not that controversial nowadays. I think it's like an Australian home invasion film. I was thinking it was going to be a lot better, to be honest with you. Next up we have, I hate this plastic, man. It drives me nuts. I don't know if I've watched this movie all the way through. I'm not going to lie. I know it's like a 3-hour film. Waterworld. I just cannot. It's hard for me to watch movies that are that long. This movie totally flopped at the box office. They literally lost money on this movie. But that does not mean that it's not a good movie. Some people really love that film. So, all right, next up here, What's Love Got to Do with It? This is a Goodwill pickup. If I remember correctly, this is really good. Angela Bassett's great in it. Lawrence Fishburne as the abusive boyfriend or husband is great in it. Good shit, man. Tina Turner was a badass. All right, we got a young Matthew Broderick. I grew up on this shit, man. War Games. Cool shit. One of the first films we started seeing, like, computers and how you could play, how, you know, you could like hack computers and get control of nuclear missiles if you were smart enough, you know. Some really cool shit. Haven't seen that in a minute. Next up we have Willow. It's Rasputin's. This must have been sent to me by Ty Lord. Good shit, man. I think this has one of those hard plastic. Oh no, this has a regular gatefold. An adventure bigger than your imagination. I don't know about that. I got a pretty big imagination. All right, next up here we have The Witches of Eastwick. This is another movie I haven't seen in years. Jack Nicholson plays the devil in this, I believe. I mean, it's like the 3 witches going against him. It's like a battle. I don't know if he's dating all 3 of them or what the hell's going on, but yeah, they end up going at it. All right, everybody's favorite, man, Wizard of Oz. The question is this a horror movie? It definitely has some horror elements in it. Flying killer monkeys, an evil witch. That witch was scary. When I watched this as a kid, I was terrified of that witch. And to this day, she's actually pretty scary. Should this be considered a horror film? And oh yes, we got the GF. All right, put that up there. Now, being a white man, excuse me, that could jump, you know, I love this film. White Men Can't Jump. Wesley and Woody and our little caliente of a woman, Rosie Perez. Everybody loved her from Do the Right Thing. And now she's in White Men Can't Jump, and she's also trying to win at Jeopardy. Why is this person over here waiting over here? Am I getting one of these weird people? Hold on a second. All right, I'm literally in the middle of nowhere, and some truck pulls up and starts scoping out what I'm doing over here like it's a police officer or some shit. All right, let's tear this plastic off. This plastic drives me nuts. Sometimes I leave it when a price sticker's on it, but other than that, I don't need it. All right, next up we have Wolf with Michelle Pfeiffer and Jack Nicholson. It's been a while since I've seen that one. Don't remember if I loved it or not. Then we have 10 classic cartoons featuring Woody Woodpecker. I used to love Woody Woodpecker when I was a kid, man. Some of my favorite cartoons. At one point, Jan Michael Vincent was kind of like a star, I think, back in the 70s and early 80s, but never really did it for me. White Line Fever. I think Patrick Swayze kind of took over the kind of roles that he was in back in the day. Patrick Swayze started doing those roles and was definitely better. All right, this is a film that I saw a few years back. Ridley Scott film, White Squall. If you like movies about the ocean and boating, this might be a film for you. The adventure of a lifetime turns into the ultimate challenge of survival. All right, just got a few more Laserdisc here, guys, and I'll let you go. Young Guns 2. I thought all the Young Guns films were fun, man. I think there's 3 of them. Really good shit. Lots of good actors in it. I thought Emilio Estevez was great in it. Kiefer Sutherland was good. And then our boy, one of my favorite actors back in the day. Let me see if they even give him a credit on this. You know, the guy from La Bamba. What is his name? Why am I forgetting so much stuff today? This guy right here. He's the Indian in this movie. I love Indians, man, in movies and stuff. And yeah, they don't even have his name on it. It's pretty crazy. They don't have any of the actors' names on this. It's very weird. Oh, here it is right here. How can I forget his name? Oh, yeah, I forgot. Christian Slater's also in this as well. Lou Diamond Phillips. I love me some Lou Diamond Phillips. Love me some LDP. Lou Diamond? Yeah, LDP. All right, we have... All right, last 2. Actually, this is a dupe. I have 2 of these. But they're variations. Mel Brooks film, Young Frankenstein. I think as far as comedic actors, Gene Wilder, he's one of the best ever, in my opinion. The movies that he did with Richard Pryor, man, they are such a great comedic combo. And he's great in this as well, man. Big fan of his. And yeah, that's the last of it. I got to hit you with a GF at the end here, guys. This is a better copy. If anybody needs that copy, let me know. This is definitely the superior copy. Bam! Young Frankenstein. All right, guys, that's it. Finally, I finished showing you all my Laserdiscs. This is the conclusion of my 2023 Laserdisc collection. I am the PWM, the Physical Media Mac, and good luck out there finding whatever physical media that you're looking for. Hopefully you guys can find some Laserdisc at your nearest Goodwill. And I will talk to you guys in the next video, probably next week you I have some big plans coming up. I'm gonna do a pickups video. I haven't done one in a while. Show you guys all the DVDs and Blu-rays that I picked up recently in the wild from Amazon, eBay, and whatnot. And so we'll do that very soon, guys. Take care and have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you in the next video.